So when you first log into your dashboard, it's going to look something like this. I always recommend editing whatever page you want from the front end. So you're going to hover over to the name of your website and you're going to see it says visit site. So you want to click on that. So from the front end, you'll see all of the pages and you can edit them directly from the front end. So what you want to do is when you're on the page that you want to edit, so let's say we want to edit the home page, you're going to click on Edit with Elementor. And here you'll be able to see everything that you saw on the website from the front end to be able to edit it. So all you have to do is literally click on any widget that you want to edit text. So for images, for instance, you'd want to click on the actual image. And if you want to swap out that image, you simply click on it, and then you can go ahead and swap it out to whatever you want. Now, if you make a mistake and you don't want this to be the change that is saved, you simply go to this little icon here where it says history, and you click on that, and you'll see all of the actions that you just took, and you can just revert to the previous one. Or if you want to revert to the very beginning, you can click editing started, and that will bring it to the very beginning of whatever edits you've done. And then when you do make any changes, you want to always make sure that you click the publish button up here. And here you have your Instagram gallery. This isn't pulling directly from Instagram. I prefer to have a curated gallery rather than having your actual Instagram feed because it can tend to look a little messy when it's actually your feed. So these icons will bring people to Instagram, but this is literally just a photo gallery. So you can always go in and swap out any of these images. To delete one, you simply click on the X. And if you want to add to the gallery, you click add to gallery, and you can add as many photos as you would like. But I would recommend keeping the same amount of number of photos that I already have here, just because the grid is, perfectly a 2 by 6 on desktop, and then on mobile, it's perfectly a 4 by 3. So if you add any additional images, it won't be perfect anymore. So, or a perfect grid. So you'll see like if I add these two images and I insert them into the gallery, we now have, two empty spots here. So I always recommend if you want to swap out the pictures, no problem. Just make sure that you keep the same amount of photos so that it looks good on both desktop and mobile in terms of the grid format. And then when you're done, once again, you simply click publish, and then you can go ahead and view your page. Now, if you want to duplicate a section that I've already created, and a good example of that would be in the testimonials page. So let's say you have a new testimonial that you want to add. Again, we click on Edit with Elementor. And from here, if you hover over this section, you'll see that there's like a container. This entire container houses all of these things. You'll see this purple outline around this container, and you want to duplicate this entire section because it will keep all of the correct spacing above and below, right? So the first one is the original, right? So I typically won't change that one because the padding up here is thicker than in all the other ones. You'll see the padding here, there is none. You'll see the padding here, there is none. So if you want to duplicate a section, don't duplicate the first one because that one has padding specifically for the top of the page. I would recommend duplicating like the second one, or you can duplicate one at the end, right? Because the padding at the bottom is the same and it's consistent on all of them. But the top one, the padding is different. So you don't want to mess with the top one because then you'll have to remove the padding so that it doesn't look weird. So we're going to go ahead and hover over here. You're going to right click, and then you are going to click on duplicate. And then there you have it. You have a duplicated section. You can then edit each section. So for here, you put in, I guess, the title of the review or a little snippet of the review. Then you put the wedding, if it was a wedding, and the date of the wedding. And then you put 5 stars. That's automatic. That's going to be there every time. So you don't have to change this. Then you go ahead and you type in your review over here. And you can literally just copy it and paste it. And then right here, you have the name and the title of the person that did the review. So here's the content. And then right here, you have the person's name and you have their title if you want one. If you don't have a title and you just remove it, it's just going to say their name. And then if you do want to add a photo of the person, you simply click on here and then you can go to uploads and upload a photo from your computer. So I'm just going to upload anything just for you to see. And then you add that in, and then you have a photo alongside the review. So yeah, that's pretty much how you duplicate a review. And again, if you want to revert back, so I obviously don't want to save any of these changes. So I'm going to go to this little icon here at the top and then go to editing started. And that's going to remove every single change that I just did. And we're just going to publish that because we want to make sure that everything is back to normal. All right. So the other example I'm going to give is in your portfolio. So the portfolio has a bit more to it. So I'm going to show you how to duplicate this section as well in case you want to add something to your portfolio. So again, same concepts. If you hover over, you'll see this entire section outlined in purple is one section. So if you want to create a new review, you can go ahead and duplicate the entire section. So again, I prefer for you to duplicate the second section, not the first, just because the padding might be different. In this particular one, the padding is actually exactly the same on each one. So it shouldn't make a difference. But we're going to go ahead and just duplicate the second section. So now you'll see we have two of the exact same sections here. And again, all you have to do is change the name, change the wedding dates, and then when it comes to the photos, you click on the photo slider option, or you could just click on this little icon here, the little pencil icon, because that means edit. And then same concept, you can add as many photos to this as you would like because it doesn't affect a grid because it's a carousel instead. So again, to add to the gallery, you simply go to upload files, select the files that you want to upload, and then you click open, and then they'll be added to your media library. And then from there, you just select as many as you want, and or you can deselect the ones that you don't want, and then you just add them to your gallery, and that's it. In terms of the video, in order to upload a video, they need to be self-hosted. Um, so you would have to upload the video to your website. So again, same concept. You're clicking on it, you're going to upload files, you're clicking select files, and then you're going to upload whatever video you want to upload. Click open, and then it should be in your media library, and then you would just select it. And that is it. And one thing I will mention though for this is that it doesn't always have a good thumbnail. So because it doesn't always have a good thumbnail, like you'll see this video, there wasn't a good thumbnail here. It was black, so it started with the video being black. So on your actual, page, it will show just like this black screen because the thumbnail starts as a black screen. So what I've done is I've actually added an image. Now for this, you want the image to be 1280 by 720 pixels, and you can do that using Canva. So just go in Canva and create a document or a new project and make it 1280 by 720 pixels, and you can literally drag any photo you want into that template and save it. and you want to save it as a JPEG. And then that's it. Then you'll be able to upload it and add it as the thumbnail instead of just having this black image. Now, this doesn't always happen. It happens with some of them. So I think for instance, this one didn't need that. The thumbnail started as this, so it didn't need to add a poster thumbnail. Okay, so you'll be able to see based off if the video file shows black, then you'll want to go ahead and add a poster file. Um, so yeah, that's that. And then we also have the photo and video credit. So you can just type that in here. And then this says testimonials. You don't have to change that because that's consistent with each one of them. You don't have to make any changes to that. And then here for the testimonial section, you click the little edit icon. And if there's just one testimonial, then you could just copy it and paste it, add a photo of the bride and groom or the person that's writing the testimonial if you'd like, and then you put their name and their title. And that's it. Now, for some of these, this is a slider, so you can actually make more than one. So all you would do is click the copy button, and then that will automatically turn it into a slider. And again, all you have to do is change the contents in here, change the image, change the name, change the title, and you're done. So that is how you change each testimonial section by simply duplicating it. And you'll notice here that it says strong, strong. So this right here is just to bold this text slightly because that was, I guess, the title of the testimonial. So if you want to do that, you can. You don't have to though. You could just remove this if you want, and then it will just be regular text. But I put that little snippet of code so that it will show that little initial title bold. And you can do that literally anywhere. You can make anything bold. So if you wanted to make, a few words in here bold, you'd simply type strong and you'll see that bolded everything, but you don't want the whole thing to be bolded. So you're going to do strong again. And you'll see it only bolds the words that you want it to. So absolutely amazing. So you close out the strong um, by putting a slash in front of the word. And that enables you to bold the text. But again, I only do that for the title and I leave the rest of the text normal, but you don't have to do that at all. It's entirely up to you. And you could add as many of these testimonials as you want. The only downside to that is if you see at the bottom, and this is why I preferred for this one to be at the bottom. With this one, the testimonials are very different in length. So when it's a shorter testimonial, it leaves a bigger gap at the bottom before you get to the next portfolio section. And not a big deal, but just something to make note of. You can't actually change the padding underneath. It will be based off of the longest testimonial. So the shorter ones will look a little bit, funny because there's so much space underneath. So it's more ideal if the testimonials are similar in length, but obviously you have no control over that. So again, that is it. If you want to, like, let's say, for instance, you want to add something to your portfolio, but maybe you don't have a video um, yet, but you still want to add it, you can always just hide the section until you do have the video. So you do that by going to the Advanced tab, and then you go to Responsive and you can just hide it on all devices. So on desktop, desktop, tablet, and mobile, you can hide it for all and it just won't show up. So if you want to preview how that looks, you click on this little hide panel button and it will actually give you a preview of how it will look without the video because you've hidden it. So you see here it has the video and down here it doesn't have the video. But yeah, so if you do need to hide anything, that's how you do it. Go to advanced, go to responsive, and you can hide it on all devices, and then it'll be gone. And again, to make the changes or stick with the changes that you just made, you click publish. If you don't like any of the changes, you'll see every single change that you made here. You can revert back to something, or you can click on the first option, which will bring you right back to the beginning. And of course, we always click publish to make sure everything is saved. That is it for this page. If you do have any FAQs that you want to add, very simple. Again, edit with Elementor, and you're going to click in this widget and you'll see you have content here. You're going to click on that, and all of your questions are here. So to create a new one, I usually just duplicate the last one and you open it up, type whatever you want, and type your answer here. And that's pretty much it. You can even add, I think you can add pictures in here if you wanted to. You can bold the text, you know, change the color of the text. So there's a lot you can do with the content box in this one. But just to give you an example, see there, I just added one. If you want to delete one, simply click the X button. And again, you click publish always to save your changes. And last but not least, I'm going to show you how to edit your contact form if you need to, because it is a custom form. So there may be some things that you may want to add to it in the future or take away from it. So again, edit with Elementor. And from here, if you need to change your email, your phone number, any of those things, you can. If you need to change the link to your Facebook or your Instagram, you do that here by just clicking on it and adding the link down here. And then first name, last name, all that stuff. All you do is click on this section and you'll see each field is here. If you want to add a field, you have the option to add either a text, if you want a radio button field like this, so they can select an option, or if you want them to be able to do a checkbox, you can do that as well. Type in your question here, and that is going to show up right as you're doing it. And then here they'll have the option to multi-select. With the radio button, it's only a single select. They can't select more than one. You can do, a drop down. You can do a file upload. So if you want them to upload like inspiration photos, you can do that as well. Um, and if you want them to upload multiple files instead of just one, you can do that as well. And what else? Well, you have a lot of options here. So you can play around with the options that you have. I think the other one is like select, right? So the select box. And all you have to do to make each option is put it on a different line. And then you'll see it'll give you all those options on a separate line. And if you don't want that, again, just delete it and then publish. And that is pretty much it. So if you do have any questions, feel free to either send me a message in Asana or you can always book a client call.